Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, Talk Tuesday. We're here at the Straight Road. Got some fresh snow. Everybody's feeling pretty good. For those who like a head count, 13 today. Got Maggie, Tucker, Newton, what is that? Hamish up the front there. Stella, Bailey, Archie, Kronk, Rowan, Casper, Willow, Nova, and Rory. Rory, let's go. Good girl. The snowballs have started. Archie's like, I don't know what to do. That was funny. Okay. It's pretty nice out other than the wind, which is freezing my fingers. So this is going to be a fast video because I don't know how long my fingers are going to last. So firstly, Happy New Year. I forgot that last video for some reason. He's back from work. Nope, changed his mind. So Happy New Year. Second video of the new year. Oh, switching hands. I know, and for those who are like, just use gloves. I've tried gloves. I've tried the, oh yeah, you can definitely use your phone with these gloves. No, I don't know if it's because of the cold or whatever. Casper, no, we're gonna keep going. Don't sit on your leash, kid, come on. Good. Rowan, stop giving him the side eye. Yeah, so we're working on Casper. So we've decided to have him 2 days a week on pack walk to work on his dog skills. Kronk! And he's been really good. Today we seem a bit quirky, so Rowan keeps almost getting tangled in his leash. Rowan does not appreciate the like squeaks and sounds that he makes, so he's circling him like a shark. So I'm watching him to make sure that he makes good life choices. And then also working on this little one's manners. Come on, Cass, you gotta keep up. Rowan, that was rude. Bailey trying to get her coat off on the tree. So as many of you know, when I have new dogs on pack walk, I don't just like throw them in the pack, call it a day. It's not what we do here. But that can be pretty dangerous, and especially given this is like what's called a temporary pack. And oh god. And the reason it's called the temporary pack is because like these aren't all my dogs, right? So they don't live together, they don't eat together. Out! Get going. They don't function together as a family unit all the time. So while we may call it pack walk, it's really temporary pack walk. Goodness. So that's why the rules are so strict, and I have different protocols depending on whatever dog, and especially with puppies, they spend a fair amount of time attached to me at varying lengths of leash. So right now he's just on a 6 foot, something like that, that's attached to me. And then once he's more successful at this, we give him a bit more length. Nova, good job, Cass. And that's going to be over a period of the next couple weeks. Kronk, stop. Thank you. No, sir, let's go. What's hilarious is that Casper has been barking at Willow, who is 1,000% our quote unquote worst barking case. And like, really worst. You know what I mean? So anytime he does it, I just give him a little pop correct, tell him no, and tell him we're gonna keep going. And like with him, it's more frustration, right? Because he's on leash. No one else is. Though that might change. Land shark. And he wants to play, which is totally fair. And he will. But first we have to learn manners and emergency protocols, and then we get to play with the rest of the pack. So we'll spend the next couple weeks doing that with him. And to be clear, like, he still has fun on walk. He still is very tired when I drop him off again. Oh. Out! Kronk! Thank you. Oh, Stella. On the run. Are we pooping? No, we're just struggling swimming through the snow. Fair. Rowan. Thank you. Right, and because I've spent time doing this sort of training with each and every one of these dogs, including my own, that's why we can have a temporary pack like this and be safe about it. Because, as I say this all the time, I have dogs in here that don't like each other, and that's fine. They can not like each other, and they can learn to coexist and just not engage. Kronk, truly. Oh. You okay, Roar? Are you okay? How are you doing, Cotton Ball? Okay. Yeah, so like dogs that don't play together typically, I mean, they might not necessarily not like each other, it could just be a thing. But like Tucker, for example, doesn't really like other dogs. He will occasionally start a zoomy that everybody else joins into, and then when he's done running, he's done, and he doesn't want to wrestle, he doesn't want to play, he doesn't want to do any of that. And that's fine, that's his play style. So it's up to me as like the quote-unquote leader of this pack to make sure that when he's done, people are respecting that decision and not constantly going after him to play when that's not what he's into, right? Because that's how fights happen. Is like when one dog is not respecting another dog's boundaries. And generally speaking, in a healthy dog, it'll start with a snap and snarl. I know, bud, I'm coming. Ro, get going. I see Archie. Go. Hi. Now, Archie doesn't like Rowan. You saw that right there. Now, spatial awareness would help. Go. But they both know that nothing is going to escalate while I'm here, right? So even though they did collide and there was a little bit of a get off me, that's all it was. It didn't have to go further because neither of those dogs felt unsafe or that anything would impede on them. It's a little bit further, kid, and then I'll pick you up for a little bit. Rowan, absolutely not. Go. Thank you. Yeah. So, and I do have a little brief story time for you guys today. It was something that was bugging me over the weekend. So, as many of you know, I go to a lot of different places with my dogs. Oh, chaos. Including the farmer's market. We go every Sunday. And as some of you may or may not also know, is I have pretty strict rules when it comes to my guys being on leash. One of those rules is we do not on-leash greet ever for any reason. Specifically other dogs. Occasionally, yeah, okay, I hear that. Sorry, I looked ahead and just saw like a wall of, well, I didn't see a wall of wind. I saw the wind taking the snow horizontally. You might see a little right here. So we're turning around. Go, good boy. Now, I've definitely talked in many previous videos, especially about story times about the same sort of thing. Many people do this, right? And the thing is when you see another dog that's walking on a leash, you have no idea what that dog's story is. They could be perfectly friendly. They could have been attacked by a dog that looks exactly like yours. They could be sick. Out! They could not know how to politely interact with other dogs. It could be a dog that hates puppy and you have puppy. It could be a dog that's, I said attacked already, ill, hurting in some manner, or just not dog friendly, which is also totally fine, by the way. Like, not all dogs have to be dog friendly. And if your dog is not dog friendly, they're 1000% entitled to walk around and be on the street on a leash with you, just like a normal dog. Goodness, what are those three up to? Okay, but what I'm trying to get across here is that on-leash greetings, for most dogs, are awkward and can be quite dangerous. Very easy to start a dog fight when you've got two uncomfortable on-leash dogs, because you've taken their flight away. So generally speaking, a dog, if they're uncomfortable, their first reaction is flight. They want to get out of the situation. And if they know they're on a leash, they know they can't go anywhere. You've taken that option away, and what's left? Fight, right? So they'll be more snappy, they'll be more defensive, and that's pretty normal. So if you have a reactive dog, obviously, getting training for that dog, there's certain things you have to follow and like... Anyways. Now, are my dogs friendly? Sure. Do they like every other dog that they meet? No, I'm not expecting them to. It's unrealistic. And so when we go in a place, especially in a cramped place like a farmer's market where there's lots of people, there's dogs, there's strollers, there's wheelchairs, there's kids going around, like it's a very busy place, they do not say hi to other dogs on leash at all. And they walk really nicely on leash. They're never pulling us to go say hi. They're engaged with us. They're paying attention to us. Row in. Thank you. And that's the way we want it to stay. That's why we do the training that we do. Now, we have specific vendors that we see every Sunday, like literally every Sunday for the past decade or so, right? Like we have this very long-standing relationship. We will have the boys say hi to those vendors. Occasionally, if we have a polite person that stops and asks if it's okay if they say hi, I will say yes, just a sec. I will look down at the boys and make sure that they want to say hi. Like if Rowan is trying to hide behind me, I'm not going to send him to say hi. Rowan. Or if he's being a little jerk, I'm not going to send him to go say hi. But for the most part, Hamish, truly. I will let them, like, I don't care if they're people friendly. So I will not let people give them treats. That's mostly Rowan, because he has some diet things sometimes. So we keep an eye out for that. But again, like, no one knows the reasoning. And I'm not going to spend 5 minutes explaining myself. And the reality is if you're walking by me and you have a dog, if you ask to say hi and I say no thanks, we don't do on-leash greetings. That's it. That's the end. We're finished. Right? Like, just don't. Just because I have a dog and you have a dog does not mean that you are entitled to my or my dog's time or personal space. Anyways, as you can see, a little upset about the whole scenario. This woman had a white golden, and I watched her coming up the aisle, and I knew it was going to be a problem, just by what was coming towards me. So I was like, all right. So I set Kronk up immediately in front of me, so he's completely blocked off from anything around. And then we had Maggie and we had Ro, and we were standing there, and sure enough, as they come close to us, she is letting her dog just go right up Maggie's bum without saying anything, not asking to see if it's okay if they say hi, not respecting Maggie's personal space. So I said, no, thank you. And when she just looked at me and didn't do anything, I used my foot to push her dog's face away from Maggie and just said no to the dog. And the dog left Maggie, walks around me, and then does it again with Rowan. And again, I say, no, thank you. And again, lady looks at me, doesn't say anything, just stares. And I, with my foot, go around Rowan and I push her dog's face out of the way. And she gets an offended look on her face. She takes like 3 steps away. Oh, sorry. Then her dog growls at Ro. Okay. So this is kind of to be expected. And that's not saying anything towards this lady or her dog or her training or whatever. The reality is Rowan isn't fixed yet. There's still a couple months before we make that appointment. More months than I want to think about. But in the meantime, he's not fixed yet. So there are quite a few dogs that on smelling that, to them, he smells weird. So they're gonna growl. They're gonna give like an outward, I don't like this. And don't get me wrong, I don't care about the growl. But that growl made that woman be like, oh really? Kicking a dog? That's what we do now? Guys, let me tell you. My response was, that wasn't a kick. I can kick you for comparative sake, should you need it. But like, it's amazing to me that especially I find people that know they're in the wrong, like they know they're in the wrong, will immediately turn around and try to pin it on you somehow. It's like, I said no thank you twice. I was even polite about it. And then I gently pushed your dog's face out of the way and told your dog no. And that was the end. And then she promptly, like, she pulls her dog over to her partner who was in a lineup for a different vendor and starts very loudly saying that if our dogs aren't friendly, then we shouldn't take them out. And I had a couple of things to say about that. The first thing is none of my dogs even looked at her dog. The growling came from her dog, not my guys. And like, again, just consent. It's simple consent. Bailey and Kronk and Hamish. Yeah, my little harvesters. Hamish, out of there. Thank you. Sorry, guys, I'm coming. Yeah. So that's sort of my story time. Like, let me know if something similar has happened to you. It honestly, it drives me right up the wall, because it's sort of, it almost gives the impression that, well, because my dogs are mean, that they're not allowed out in public, which is not fair at all. Bailey and Rowan, get a move on. Miss Bailey, keep it out of your mouth. Go. Like, this is a perfect example. If I didn't have well socialized and friendly dogs, I couldn't do this with them. So, anyhow, I share this story in hopes that if something similar happens to you guys ever, that you can shake it off and just, people are silly. And if you happen to be this person, I mean, hopefully not exactly this person, because I honestly, but if you're the kind of person that just sort of lets your dog get up in other dogs' business without even a, hey, how are ya? Please stop. Just like a PSA from a trainer, please stop doing that. If you want to have your dog meet another dog that's on leash, just ask. See if it's okay. Like, the funniest part to me is while she's over there just ranting about how our dogs are not friendly, so they shouldn't be out, in the meantime, both of the boys who were waiting patiently to see one of our vendor friends gets to see them, and now they're like getting loving and whatever. 2 other dogs walk by, they don't even look. One of the dogs that walked by is this little hound that we see quite often, and like, the woman is very, very good with her dog, and she fully respects the fact that we don't greet on leash. She will say hi to us. She's complimented us on the dogs before, and we've returned the compliment, and that's it. And like, she knows that she can stand literally next to us and nothing's gonna happen. Our dogs aren't gonna try to say hi. Our dogs aren't gonna randomly start playing and murdering people at the knees, because that's what would happen when you have a little over 100 pounds. Sir. No, not you, Archie. Rowan, go. Good. When you have like 2, oh buddy, you're getting cold, Ro, eh? Okay. Like, like, just be a conscious, kind, common sense person and just ask. And if it's okay, the person's going to be like, yeah, sure. And then if it's not okay, don't take that as a personal affront to you and your dogs. It's that person just doesn't want to, and that's okay. Anyhow, okay, so way longer than it was supposed to be. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to sign off for now because I'm going to do another lap. Well, I'm going to put Rowan in the car so he can get warm. And then I'm going to do another lap, sans wind, for everybody else. If you have any questions about this or any other video, you know what to do. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. At least as much fun as these two. And, oh, sorry, if you have a second to like, comment, and subscribe, it's greatly appreciated. Hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.